Giants ace Madison Bumgarner did it all Sunday, retiring 16 straight to start the game and striking out 11 in 7 innings. But it was even more impressive at the plate, getting 2 home runs before leaving with the lead in an opening day loss. Tonight, right-hander Johnny Cueto looks to get the Giants in the win column. He could be the right man for the job with 3 wins at Chase Field last season. It's game 2 of the series next. We are coming to you from the desert. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity, as we get ready for game 2 of this 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Tough loss on Sunday. Off day on Monday, so here we are back at it again. And the good thing is you get to hand the ball to the very, very enjoyable to watch Johnny Cueto.
Well, Johnny Cueto, the 18-game winner of last year, coming into a ballpark where he's always had success. He's 6-1 against the D-backs here at Chase Field, 9-3 against them lifetime. So that's going to make you feel a bit better. All of the adrenaline of opening day, it's wore off. Tonight is really the first night of what would be a normal game. But still, they had a whole day to think about a tough loss, and I know there's a lot of resolve in that clubhouse. They're going to come at them hard.
It was an entertaining game on Sunday, and Madison Bumgarner made it entertaining. We're going to take a look at Bum's big bat on opening day. We're going to do that when we come back.
Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Jack in the Box. Introducing the new Brunch Fest menu. It's brunch time anytime at Jack in the Box. And by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon.
We're coming to you from Chase Field where the roof is open. Game 2 of this season. If you're looking for Warriors basketball, coverage of the Timberwolves Warriors game is available now on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, which can be found on the channels listed on your screen. Now, if you can't find NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, log on to NBCBayArea.com, or you can call your local TV provider. Warriors, Timberwolves. Mike, what do you got?
Well, right now it's time for our Jeep drive of the game, and we're going to talk about Madison Bumgarner yesterday did something that has never been done in baseball history. He had 2 home runs in his opening day assignment. The first one off Zach Greinke in the 5th inning. He did it again in the 7th inning against Andrew Chafin, and they were not cheapies. And you look at the location, they were out over the plate, they were up, and they were fastballs. And for Bumgarner, who's got 16 career home runs, you take a look at where all of those pitches are. All but 3 of them were fastballs out over the plate. Actually, 2 changeups, 2 sliders, and 12 fastballs were destroyed. But you get the ball up and out over the plate to him, and he's going to make you pay. He did yesterday twice. That is our Jeep drive of the game.
All right, we've got Giants D-backs in game 2 of the season. When we come back, we're going to have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after this. Giants and D-backs. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 76 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds are light, humidity at 16%, and the roof is open. Quick look at the Giants lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Hernandez, Belt, and Pence. Posey, the cleanup hitter, then Crawford, Nunez, followed by Marrero. Chris Marrero in the lineup, Joe Panik, and then Johnny Cueto.
On the hill tonight for these Diamondbacks will be the left-hander Patrick Corbin, 27-year-old, 6'3", 210-pounder. He is in his 5th year at the big league level. Look at his year last year, 5-13, as Corky Hernandez takes strike one. When you take your at-bats against Corbin, you're going to see a fastball that's low 90s. He's got a slider and his changeup. His slider is his best specialty pitch. When he gets that going, you'll see a lot of fastball slider combination.
Hernandez to Corbin, who's got to hurry, and they got him. And that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively behind Patrick Corbin. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Tomas, Pollock, and Peralta. The best arm strength-wise is in left field with Tomas. Owings and Lamb on the left side of the infield. Drury and Goldschmidt. There on the right side, Jeff Mathis. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Brandon Belt. Belt takes a pitch wide. Home plate umpire is Tim Timmons, Jim Wolf, DJ Rayburn, Greg Gibson. Belt walked a couple of times on Sunday. And it's on the ground foul. Do I need to say that there's an overshift for Belt, or should I just assume that there always is?
Yeah, just assume it. You're always going to see the shift, and I'm sure he does too. You mentioned Tim Timmons, the plate umpire. He's a low ball umpire, and it's a good zone. I mean, what he sets in the first, it usually stays that way. And you can earn some corners on both sides of the plate if you let him know early in the game you're going to throw strikes. Except for that pitch.
Belt 6 for 25 in his career against Corbin, and he went 0 for 3 on Sunday. This is rolled right into the defense, and Belt is retired, and that's out number 2.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, the table setters. Whoever it is that's leading off that inning, get on base. That'll be the goal tonight.
Right fielder, number 8.
And for our second Nissan key, add-on. Yesterday's or 2 days ago, Sunday's opener, they had opportunity. They could not add on to a lead, and that'll be something they'll look forward to doing tonight. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence, he and Posey are the 2 guys that have some ownage on Corbin. Pence is 12 for 25, 2 doubles. Check that. 1 double, 3 triple. All right, let's go back. 3 doubles. And he's got 4 home runs. Swing and miss.
Well, that's pretty good ownage. There's the number you're talking about. 4 homers, a triple, 3 doubles. Well, I mean, when 80 are hits or extra bags and you got 12 against a guy, that's pretty good ownage.
In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Buster Posey on deck. 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Little or no wind tonight with the roof open.
Driven to right. Hit well. And off the very top of the wall. And Pence has to motor into second base with a double.
I thought he had it. I think he thought he got it.
Ownage is ownage.
He got that ball just a little bit up. But the key is watch that front shoulder stay locked. He's in the power position to drive that pitch on the outside part of the play. This is where he's been trying to get to all spring long. Here, stays inside it, and high off the wall. Almost knocks it out of here.
So here's Buster Posey. Yeah. Now hitting 500 lifetime. 1-0 to Buster Posey.
With 9 extra base hits.
Posey 11 for 35 against Corbin. A couple of doubles. Went 0 for 4 on Sunday.
He's got Brandon Crawford, left-handed hitter, on deck. And we mentioned the onus that Posey has had on him, and he's got an open base, so he doesn't have to give him a lot to hit.
Well, this pitch will indicate the thoughts of Mathis and Corbin.
I mean, Brandon Crawford's got pretty good onus on him too. Last time hit 304.
Healthy rip by Posey, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike.
That 94-mile-an-hour fastball was our Xfinity pass pitch. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Two and 1 to Buster Posey. That's blocked by Mathis. 3 and 1.
Corbin's got a good fastball tonight. You're usually used to seeing him right around low 90s, and he's topped out at 95 with that last one, 94 the previous pitch. So I have to believe he's a little amped up, his first start of the year. That's how he uses his pitches. You're going to see a fastball slider most of the time. He'll show you a changeup, mostly to righties. And with Corbin, it all depends on arm slot. I mean, at times he can lower the arm slot. When he stays high, it really gives him downward tilt on his slider. That's one of his keys.
Three and 1 to Buster Posey. And he walked him.
Yeah, he certainly did give into him. 3 and 1, a breaking ball. Well, I mean, that's good use of an open base.
Shortstop, number 35.
Now, he really, with 2 outs, he still has an open base. We talked about the lifetime success that Brandon Crawford has against him, hitting 304. He doesn't have to give in to him either. And the D-backs know Crawford's been hot.
Crawford 2 for 5 with a double in the game on Sunday. So Pence and Posey aboard after 2 outs. And Crawford, a healthy rip, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Crawford 7 for 23. Mike mentioned hitting just a shade over 300 against Patrick Corbin. Pence with his lead. And Crawford is going to sky this one out to right, and that should end the inning. And it does. And the Giants will strand a pair. Cueto coming out. D-backs coming up. 0-0. And here's Arizona's lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Pollock, who had a big home run in the game Sunday, followed by Peralta, Goldschmidt, and then Jake Lamb. Tomas will hit in the 5th slot, and Drury, Owings, and Mathis, and Patrick Corbin, of course, will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the veteran right-hander Johnny Cueto, 5'11", 220-pounder. Cueto, 31 years of age. He's got 9 years at the big league level. This was last year's season. Outstanding first campaign for the Giants, 18-5 with a 2.79 ERA. And when you see Cueto, when you stand in that batter's box, you're going to see a fastball that can go 90-95 with 2 and 4-seam movement. He's got an outstanding changeup. He'll cut the ball. He's got a good hard slider. But that doesn't tell you the whole story about Cueto. Very creative with his deliveries. He'll do a lot of things on the mound with his motion to upset the timing of a hitter. He's had good success lifetime here against Arizona in Chase Field. 6-1 lifetime here. 9-3 overall against the Diamondbacks. 2-time All-Star.
So here's A.J. Pollock. Pollock takes a strike. Pollock hit the ball extremely well on Sunday. He went 3 for 5 against Bumgarner and the Giants bullpen. And on one hop to Nunez. And Nunez to Belt. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively behind Johnny Cueto tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. Chris Marrero getting his first start out in the outfield. He's at left. Hernandez, Pence, that's your outfield. Good arms across the board. Crawford, Nunez on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Kind of a mini shimmy, huh?
Well, I mean, he has fun.
You just never quite know. Peralta takes in tight. Peralta hitless in 4 at-bats on Sunday. He's also hitless career-wise against Johnny Cueto, where he's 0 for 3. And a bit of a quick pitch and Beltai strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, he makes it look so effortless and easy to change those deliveries. Good changeup. But it's not that easy. I mean, you struggle at this level to try and be able to repeat your swing or repeat your arm slot if you're a pitcher. And when you start messing with it with different rhythms in regards to your motion, it can affect your arm slot.
Full count.
Well, Johnny Cueto, it just doesn't seem to handicap him at all. And because he can do all those different type of motions, it upsets the timing of the hitter.
Get on the ground to Belt. Belt take it himself. And Cueto on the 3-2 pitch gets Peralta on a ground ball. And here's the big dog.
See how Cueto uses his pitches. Half the time you're going to see a fastball. Slider to cutter, at times they can resemble one another. But he can back off speeds with all those pitches. He's also got the curveball and the changeup. An absolute master at upsetting the timing of a hitter, and that is a pitcher's goal.
Goldschmidt 2 for 4 with an RBI on Sunday. Bum. I like the new tops. You get the gray sleeves. I think they're very stylish.
Well, it helps when you're 6'5" and you're 250 and you got farmer shoulders.
So you're saying it wouldn't look that good on us?
Well, yeah.
Nunez on the backhand to Belt. Side retired. Nice play. 3 ground balls. And Cueto walks off the mound having thrown 10 pitches. Nunez to lead things off.
Hero Eduardo Nunez. Why is that? Well, Sunday opening day went 3 for 4, a double, a couple stolen bags, had an RBI, picked it clean at third base. He was fantastic. Our Mercedes unsung hero.
And he will lead things off. A 3 for 4 game on Sunday. And he looks at a strike. He's had 3 at-bats in his career against Corbin, 1 for 3. Two balls and 1 strike. Marrero to follow. I think he'd like to continue that impression he made from spring training. There's Marrero. Woo.
Chris Marrero was red hot, had 8 home runs during the spring campaign. Won a job.
Out of play.
So yes, I do think he wants to pick up where he left off. And I think Bruce Bochy feels the same way.
The 2-pitch coming up to Nunez. And a little tapper to Goldschmidt, but it's going to be foul. Giants stranded a pair in the first inning. The right guy up with Brandon Crawford. But he popped out to right field to end the inning. Here the outfield straight away. And Nunez shoots it up the middle, and he's got another hit. Our special Easter ticket offer includes 2 tickets for only $60 and a See's Candy Treasure Egg. That's the Giants and Rockies on Easter Sunday. sfgiants.com/Easter for more information or to purchase. So here's Marrero. Chris Marrero.
A former first-round pick by the Nationals in 2006. Got just about 2 years of big league experience.
And Corbin, as you would expect, is going to keep an eye on Nunez.
There's the numbers. 273 with 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. One of those home runs came against Team Puerto Rico as they were preparing for the WBC.
Now, did we add that to the home run total just so John Miller wouldn't come in here and say what's going on?
Yeah, I think we did. This is Marrero's 13th year in professional baseball. He signed out of high school. He has never hit a big league home run. He's got 140 home runs in the minor leagues.
Outside corner. Corbin paints at 92. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
Really shouldn't be surprised with the 8 home runs he hit. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'3", 220, strong. Batting practice is fun to watch, especially in a ball yard like this, which has lots of carry. It's a home run hitter's paradise.
A little tardy on a pitch away, 0-2.
I think that looked like a swing where he was thinking off speed pitch and swung at a fastball. He did not have legs in that hack.
Marrero finds himself behind in the count. And a good rip on an 0-2 pitch. With Joe Panik on deck. And then Johnny Cueto. Just underway. No score. There's Joe. Popped down the right field line, and that's going to be out of play. 15 rows back of the Giants dugout.
Giants fan, she's got her uni on. Gave her babe. I think the right guy got it.
Nunez opened up the inning with a base hit. He's at first. Got him. Stayed away and then came in. And he froze Marrero. First strikeout for Corbin.
Well, that's exactly how he moved it. The whole at bat was away, away, away. And then he comes right back in and stings him with a fastball at 94 in that inside corner. And that was the payoff pitch. Perhaps a generous call. Away, 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 and then in. You saw the payoff pitch. It's in a packet.
Here's Panik. Joe Panik went 1 for 3 in the game on Sunday. And he takes a strike. He's had 7 at bats against Corbin in his career. He's 1 for 7. Cueto, Johnny Cueto on deck. Keep an eye on Nunez. I don't think there's any doubt Nunez would like to take off. Whether he will or not, we don't know.
Yeah, I think he's looking to go every time he gets on first base. Corbin, like a lot of guys that throw from the left side, they'll give you an assortment of moves to lift his leg up high. Because that his unload time towards home is 1.3 to 1.4 seconds, but he can also quick pitch you to where his unload time is right around a second, which is very fast.
And a high fastball evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. In at third is Lamb. Just outside, except Greg Gibson got into the act.
I tried to check a swing. Let's take a look. Did he go? This will be the shot that tells. Yeah, that could have gone either way.
Two and two. That's with 1 out here in the second. They've gotten 32 pitches out of Patrick Corbin. Lovely night. Roof is open. Panels are open.
Perfect.
Nunez with a good lead. And it's wide. It's 3-2.
Good pitch. Not an easy take either. As I mentioned, lots of carry in this ballpark. Great place to hit. Great place to see if you're a hitter. You see how close that 2-2 pitch was. Infield is fast. Not as fast as perhaps previous years, but still quick.
With the count 3-2, you would start to lean in the direction that Eduardo Nunez is going to take off.
Betting on contact, and Joe Panik is a good contact hitter.
Nunez goes, and he walked him.
All right, time now for our Togos Big Play the Togos way. And Sunday, Joe Panik in the 9th inning had a leadoff triple off of Fernando Rodney. And he also did it with the glove. There was the leadoff triple. In the bottom half of the inning, with one out, nobody on, he spears a ground ball, takes away a hit. And that was our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Things are looking pretty good at that point. Did not see 4 straight hits after that coming.
No.
Here's Johnny Cueto, who's going to try to bunt, you would think. Although with Cueto, you're never quite sure. He might try to hit one out. And he takes a strike. If he sees Goldschmidt doing that, you have every right as a hitter to pull the bat back and try to stroke one to right field. Because it doesn't matter how good a bunt, Goldschmidt's probably going to be able to make a play on it.
Yeah, ideally, you want to bunt that ball to third baseman and make him come off the bag to field it. The point you make about Goldschmidt's a good one. If he's going to be down there that close to you, or he defends you, it determines do you slap.
He does, and it works. They're going to hold Nunez, and Cueto just gets back. How about that?
Well, a lot of things going on there that was the big leagues. They really choked the right side with Paul Goldschmidt. We're going to make this swing of the bat. Watch Goldschmidt come in. And Cueto sees it. He slaps it right by him. But look at the right fielder, David Peralta, playing in shallow. And that's what prevented Nunez from scoring. And they almost got the back end with Cueto leaking out the bag a little bit with Corbin there to cover first.
Well, the only thing that prevented the Giants from scoring a run was how shallow Peralta was playing.
And that's our forward right choice.
So here's Hernandez. And Hernandez takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball and no strikes. 2-0.
I don't know about that swing. I thought the pitch could have been called a strike. I don't think it was a swing. Jim Wolf, first base umpire, making the call. All right, take a look. Did he go? Yeah, he went. Good call. Sorry, Jim.
1-2.
Hernandez is not an easy guy to double up. He's got to put the ball in play here. Corbin pitching for the strikeout.
Out of play. Added a little to that fastball at 95.
He's not a good heater.
I don't think he wants to get him out with the fastball, to be honest with you.
Well, normally we see Corbin try to strike you out with high fastballs out of the strike zone or the slider. And the slider against righties, they'll try and bury your back foot with it, get you to swing at something out of the strike zone down. But he knows he's got a good fastball tonight. I think he's feeling a little froggy with it.
Foul.
And there is that slider down below the strike zone. And from Hernandez perspective, that's pretty good spoilage of a good pitch.
Now 41 pitches for Corbin. You see your base runners, Nunez, Panic, and Cueto. Little pop up to right field, and it's going to fall. And it has a spin that is going to allow Panic to score. 2-0 Giants. Well, it wasn't pretty. Well, nobody cares.
Yeah, it's going to be a line drive in the box scores tomorrow. But nevertheless, in a 2-strike situation, staying alive, hitting it right off the end of the bat. And you talk about some spinach on a baseball. Little bit of elevation with that breaking ball, and watch this ball kick to the right when it hits the ground. And that is what allowed Joe Panic to score all the way from second base.
I remember Many years ago, you could do that with a golf ball. Not anymore, but many years ago.
Yeah, with my 80-degree wedge.
It didn't. You couldn't do it where the ball would come back. You could do it when it bounced to move left or right. It was incredible.
All right, let's take a look. Bite, and there it goes. A ball out of baseball.
So Belt will hit with runners at first and second. Belt bounced out in the first inning, and he takes low. Giants made Zach Greinke on Sunday through 44 pitches through 2 innings. And the next pitch from Corbin will be pitch number 44. There's Zach Greinke. Belt takes wide, 2-0.
Well, the runner with no runner at third base right now. That's not an open base with 1 out. And given the history that Pence and Posey have had against, and Crawford for that matter, the next 3 hitters against Corbin, he's got to go after Belt right now.
Johnny Cueto disrupting at least home plate umpire Tim Timmons as he broke off a second base. So if that's the case, Belt should get something to hit right here. It's 2-1.
Did not get into the fastball. Came at him with a slider, but indeed he did get in that strike zone. Cueto bluffing as if he's going to steal. I mean, he's pretty fast. I mean, if he gets a wild hair up his nose, he may try and do it.
Cardi 2-2.
94 to him right through the heart of the strike zone.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Outside, 3-2. That's what Belt does. He will take pitches and he'll take close pitches.
Cueto could not be any more relaxed. It's kind of his nature.
On the ground, Goldschmidt will make the play. Both runners advance. And here's Hunter Pence.
Right fielder, Hunter Pence.
Pence doubled off the right field wall with 2 outs in the first inning. He's got an opportunity with 2 runners in scoring position. And a strike. So Corbin opens the at bat to Pence with a breaking ball. Cueto at third. Hernandez at second. And this is hit into the gap. And is anybody going to get there? Peralta makes the diving catch. And that's going to end the inning. Giants on the board twice. Peralta keeps it from being a bigger number. He got a good jump. Ball was working its way right back to him. And it's 2-0 in favor of the Giants with the D-backs coming up.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Cresco. Need a tool? We got that. Need instruction? We got that too.
Giants pick up a couple of runs and they lead the D-backs 2-0. Baseball's always a little weird. Marquis Hernandez hits a bloop off the end of the bat to knock in a pair. Pence hits a line drive and gets robbed. You figure it out.
It's baseball.
You figure it out. Here's Lamb, Tomas, and Drury. And a strike. Lamb 5 for 14. He's got a couple of doubles and a home run against Cueto in his career. And in the game on Sunday, Lamb went 0 for 4. And a quick 0-2.
Just the way that Lamb has received those pitches off his back leg, it just didn't look like he had any timing to either pitch. And he's done well against Cueto.
And a little quick pitch, and it's 1-2. That's a good sign that if you're Lamb or any hitter, you just have to be ready with Cueto. Very close, 2-2. Three-two, 0-2 to 3-2. Tomas on deck. And the payoff. Here it is. Fouled out of play.
Well, he was on that one.
Came right into the strike zone. 3-2. D-backs last year were 33-48 at home, which was an unlikely record for them because they always seem to play well in this park. Got him.
Little shimmy on a 3-2.
And then he added some.
A little reach back velocity, and he gets a strikeout.
First strikeout, and here's Tomas.
Set up away, shimmy, and then reach back and throws it right by him. And that's a good fastball hitter. You don't see Lamb late on many fastballs, especially 7 pitches into an at bat.
Here's Tomas. Tomas taps this one to Crawford, who gets a big hop. Quick throw to first, 2 outs. Hey, we got great news, Giants fans. You can stream the Giants on the go. This season, you'll be able to stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. That is a woohoo! Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app.
That was a what?
I ad-libbed, by the way.
I like that.
When they tell us to ad-lib if we would like to do that, it's always a wee bit dangerous.
Well, I thought that was a sweet spot with your woohoo.
Woohoo. Brandon Drury, 3 for 5 lifetime against Cueto. And Cueto with a quick 0-2. Went 1 for 4 in the game on Sunday.
With a quick pitch, quick 0-2. Hey, Willie Mays is here.
Yep, Buster. Up the middle and a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. First hit of the game for Arizona, and that'll bring up Chris Owens.
Yeah, that was not a hanger. Drury in the protect mode with 2 strikes, going down below the strike zone on a breaking ball. I take that back. That was a changeup. What are you taught to do with 2 strikes? Cut, swing out, go back up the middle. That's good execution right there. It's one thing that the D-backs want to see more out of with Drury. I mean, he's a 20-plus home run guy. He's got power, but they want him to hit for some average. They want his on-base percentage to improve. That's a good at bat.
Owens had a couple of hits in the game on Sunday. He started out the game striking out the first 3 times, then came back, and he salvaged the day by going 2 for 5 with an RBI.
He got the biggest hit of the game.
Got a foul at the plate.
Yeah. The little one's happy. And when they're happy, everybody's happy.
That is a fact. Up the middle. Panic. Got him. And another great play from Joe Panic on a ball that was ticketed to center field. Remember, folks, he was a Gold Glove winner at that spot last year, and this is what it looked like.
Well, he goes to his right as good as anybody, and again, the speed of this infield is really what makes the play. And you see the reaction from Cueto. He knew how good that play was.
Posey standing in to face Patrick Corbin. And Buster hits one sharply on the ground, and it caroms off of Drury, and this could be a double. And Posey puts on the brakes. That, my friends, is a big league Schinberger.
Well, it explodes on Drury. And it looks like it came up a little bit. They haven't ruled on it yet, have they?
Yeah, it's an error.
It's got to be an E4.
Yeah, it's a tough error. You get a bruise and you get the error, but I think it's the right call. Here's Crawford.
A little topspin two-hopper that has some fuzz on it.
That's why infielders do not like these type of infields. Crawford takes a strike.
Well, one thing the Giants have done a great job of, and that's getting runners on against Corbin. After 2 long innings, he's right back in his stretch again because of the error.
Crawford drives one to left. Tomas is not going to get it. This one bangs off to halfway up the wall, and Buster Posey is going to stop at third. Crawford with a double. And you might see the bullpen get up here pretty soon.
Brandon Crawford has been locked in since the very first at bat of this spring. Took it into the WBC. He came back with it. Now he's opened up the season. And one thing he has really done well is hit the opposite way. Look at the head stay still through the contact point. Just really good power position in both hands. I mean, he hits from the left side, but he's a right-hand dominant hitter. The way his hands are working right now, there's equal strength in both of them, and he is throwing stuff out to left field.
So here's Nunez, who singled in the second. And he takes a strike on the inside corner.
You know, from a fielder's perspective, there's never a good time for an error. But when your pitcher's out there struggling, had a couple long innings, now it's the first hitter in the third inning, and you make an error like Drury did to start things off, those are tough ones.
High fastball, 0-2.
Tough because it really puts the pressure on your pitcher. And right now, Corbin is in the strikeout mode.
High, 1-2 with Chris Marrero on deck. Timeout is called.
Diamondbacks know that Nunez will chase. He'll chase above the zone. He'll chase below the zone. Had to count 1-2 with an open base. I don't expect Corbin to give him anything down the middle. If he did, it would be a mistake.
Mathis with a good block, 2-2. Giants stranded 2 in the first. They scored 2 and stranded 2 in the second. And now have runners on second and third here with nobody out. On the ground, foul.
Fought off a good pitch. Nobody throwing yet in that pen for the Diamondbacks, but they're stretching around, they're moving. They all sense a phone call. Early in the year, and your pitchers had to dig deep in 3 consecutive innings to start a game. That's a concern for a pitching coach.
And tight. Foul down the right field line and into the seats.
I think you're going to see more inside out approach this year, late in the counts for Nunez. And that will allow him better coverage on that inside corner. Van Muellen's Giants hitting instructor, he and Steve Decker, the assistant.
On the ground up the middle. And now they're going to get Buster Posey in a rundown. And that'll allow Nunez to get into second base. So reaching on the fielder's choice is Nunez. Well, if you're looking for the Warriors basketball coverage against the Timberwolves, it's available right now on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, which can be found on the channels listed on the screen. Now, if you can't find NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com, or you can call your local TV provider. Infield stays in with Marrero at the plate. This is up to Marrero now, because if Panic comes up in this spot, he's going to be walked. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he knows it. Corbin struck him out in his last at bat. And you know that Corbin is thinking strikeout on the mound in this situation.
Another 2.
And that's a #1 best slider he's got. That was a good one.
Crawford and Nunez are your base runners. Down low.
Nice
1-2.
Jeff Mathis, D-back catcher, just made a good play on that ball in the dirt.
And the 1-2. In the dirt again. 2-2. When you sit there and you see those pitches in the dirt and you're just thinking, is he going to give me a fastball?
And remember the last at bat, he got him.
He did.
With a fastball in, he locked him up. Morel didn't get off a swing on it.
Well, he may end up seeing one here. And they're going to go in again. And this is hit high to right. And it should be deep enough with Peralta catching and Crawford coming in to score. So a nice at bat for Chris Marrero, and the Giants lead 3-0.
That's a great at bat. He did it in a 2-strike count.
Also on the play, Nunez moves to third. And now we'll see if they pitch to Panic.
Well, no sign yet from Torey Lovullo, the manager of the D-backs, and they're going to send out Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, to talk about it. How they want to go at Joe Panic. Now Panic's a very disciplined hitter. He's not a guy that goes out of the strike zone very often. There you see the new skipper of the D-backs, Torey Lovullo. Good baseball man.
Yes, things seem to be on the right track here in Arizona. Oh. Padres 2, Dodgers nothing.
How about that?
It's a win as far as I'm concerned.
And yes, we're scoreboard watching the second game of the season.
Absolutely. Panic takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Joe Panic walked and scored in the second. Ooh, very close.
Yeah, nice frame job too from Mathis to try and sell that pitch to plate umpire Tim Timmons. Watch him just sort of curl this thing in on that outside corner.
Hit on the ground slowly to Drury, and that will indeed end the inning. Giants do pick up a run. It's now the Giants 3 and the D-backs nothing.
as the Giants will take on the Colorado Rockies. First 5,000 kids 14 and under will receive Brandon Crawford backpacks courtesy of Toyota. So go to sfgiants.com for tickets. We are SF.
So's this guy. No, I'm good.
Or this girl.
Yeah, it could be this girl. I guess the pink should.
Well, one thing's for sure, she knows how to eat popcorn. That's the same method you have.
It depends upon what time of the night it is. I might be walking like that as well.
Well, that's a good scout report.
Well, you just get a little tired, that's all.
Yep, 3-second rule.
They're saying in the truck, no, it's 5-second rule. Mathis with a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and two. Mathis had a huge day on Sunday. It was one of the reasons the D-backs came back to beat the Giants. A 2-out double in the 9th inning to get that rally going. Overall, he went 3 for 4. And here, Cueto just abuses him.
Well, just a good assortment of off-speed stuff. And Mathis just never really seemed to see it well. Way out front on every swing he had. It's so much fun to watch Cueto.
Foul back it is. I agree.
Now, Patrick Corbin is not a guy you can take for granted at the plate. He's a good hitting pitcher. Career 171 hitter. Except on that swing. There's a good hitting pitcher. Bumgarner 2 home runs on Sunday's opener. First time any pitcher has ever done that on opening day in Major League history.
What did John have at his exit velocity?
112.
John's the best at figuring that stuff out, man.
Yeah, he is.
Foul. So that means Bum will pitch what? Saturday in San Diego. Matt Cain will pitch on Friday night.
Cueto will pitch on Sunday. Then Matt Moore will be the opening day pitcher in San Francisco for the Giants.
Against these D-backs. Crawford gives ground just a little bit. Bell digs it out. 2 down. Took a while for Brandon Crawford to figure out this infield, but he's done it. Here you see Samardzija and Moore.
Moore on the hill tomorrow night, and Jeff Samardzija will pitch the finale of this 4-game series with the Arizona on Getaway Day Thursday.
Pollock bounced out to third. Here he takes a strike. Pitch number 36 for Cueto. Ooh, 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants last year, and Cueto starts. Games that he started, they were 23-9. And of course, his overall record was 18-5. 2-1 to Pollock. 2-2 to Pollock.
Right at the base of the strike zone. Pollard taking a little walk, not in total agreement with that call for plate umpire Tim Timmons. Remember, Timmons is a low ball guy. I mean, that's his zone. That's not something unusual to see him call something down around the knees. And I'm sure that Diamondbacks dugout's barking.
And a full count.
Just make him wait by design. Do you quick pitch and go with hard stuff at him? Do you shimmy and throw a changeup? There's the quick pitch 93 in on the hands. Two-seam movement. On the quick pitch, there's no stride really. I mean, no leg lift. There's a stride, I beg your pardon. There's no leg lift. Just a little slide step comes at you quick. And when you're mid-90s with your velocity, that's a ball that gets on you in a hurry.
'94.
We usually see his best velocity on the fastball at 2 strike counts. It's a good battle right here. Pollock's a good hitter. And he's a good 2 strike hitter.
Cued off the end of the bat, foul.
3-2, a little shimmy, and he throws a little breaking ball on the paint outside corner at the knees. Pollock, to his credit, caught a piece to stay alive. Giants play pretty much straight up against Pollock. He uses the whole field.
9th pitch in this at bat. And a base hit.
Well, if you're looking for Warriors basketball, coverage of the Timberwolves Warriors game is available right now on NBC Bay Area Sports Plus, which can be found on the channels listed on the screen. If you can't find NBC Sports Bay Area Plus, log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com, or you can call your TV provider.
Peralta. No balls and 1 strike.
Good changeup. Well, you've got to have a good off-speed pitch. If you've got the guts to throw it to a left-handed hitter that's got, he's a pull hitter with first baseman holding on a runner. Changeups and slow curveballs from a right-handed to a left-handed hitter. I mean, those are pitches that get pulled. And you got a big hole on the right side of the infield. It's an opportunity for a hitter. Didn't stop Cueto, however.
In front of the wall, and Marrero makes the catch. As you all know in this park, down the lines, it is live. 3-0 Giants. Well, we played 3 innings. It's 3-0 Giants, and Johnny Cueto, who's got a single in this game, will lead things off. And Cueto hits one into right center field, but Pollock, leaning in that direction, is going to put it away. 1 out. So nice at bat from Johnny Cueto, and here's Rockies Hernandez.
Well, it winds up being a 1-pitch out for Corbin. He hadn't had many of those tonight.
Yes, he is not.
And his 70 pitches. I mean, Torey Lovullo, the skipper of the D-backs, would like to see a few more of those.
Hernandez blew a single into right field and knocked in a pair of runs in his last at bat. He fouls it out of play. Fouls it back. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with Brandon Belt to follow. Down low, no swing, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giants have had people on in every inning, and a lot of people on in every inning. Outside, 2-2.
One thing we've seen the Giants do all spring, they've carried right out of the season, that is they have made pitchers work. Out of 5, 6, 7 pitch at bats. And once again, Hernandez staying with the theme. Steve Decker, assistant hitting coach, he'll enjoy that approach.
And on the ground, it'll be Owings who will throw out Hernandez. 2 outs. And here's Belt.
First baseman, Brandon Belt.
Beautiful Chase Field. On a night where the roof's open, all the windows out in center field are open. 0 wind. As perfect as conditions can be. Belt's still looking for his first hit this year.
Takes low.
There's the shift. With Belt, I mean, it's always pretty much the same version with every team.
And Bell ropes one into center field for a base hit. Two-out single. Here's Pence.
Right fielder, Hunter Pence.
So, once again, Corbin right back in the stretch where he has been every inning of this ball game.
Pence takes a strike. He's hit the ball hard twice. He's lined a double off the right field wall, and then it looked like he hit a ball into the gap, but Peralta came out of nowhere and made a diving catch. And tight. This was the play. And a soft toss, and Belt gets back.
Last year at the start of the season, Brandon Belt had the green light. He could go anytime he wanted. He got thrown out in his first 4 attempts stealing a base, and all of a sudden the green light was taken away. And that's how it ended.
Yeah, well, it turned into a red light. Pence goes around. One ball, 2 strikes. Belt's hit. The 6th in the game for the Giants. Pence protects swing past Posey.
Heads up, Buster.
Dead guy. Belt with his lead with 2 outs, 1 and 2 to Pence. Pence chops one up the middle, and he's got a base hit. That will put on the brakes. And Buster Posey's going to get a shot. So again, the Giants put 2 runners on in an inning.
Catcher, Buster
Well, they've
Posey.
scratched and clawed to put the 3 on the board. But they really have had opportunity in every inning to really put up crooked numbers and do some big time damage. Posey gets an opportunity. He's still looking for his first hit of the year.
He's been on twice. He walked in the first and then hit a really sharp ground ball that Drury couldn't handle. Drury at second base was charged with an error. So Belt and Pence are your base runners. And this is low, 1-0.
Once again, the calisthenics began the bullpen for the Diamondbacks.
And now we are seeing someone take off the jacket. Line drive caught, and that'll end the inning. So Posey hits it on the nose. D-backs coming up. So Goldschmidt is going to lead things off, followed by Lamb, and then Yasmani Tomas. Goldschmidt Hit a ball very sharply to Nunez, who made an excellent play to throw him out on a backhand. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Cueto with 47 pitches. Drops in a strike, 2-1.
Rando Delgado, the right-hander, heating up for the D-backs. Likely Corbin's night is over.
2-2. Is it out of play?
He was on that one. That is bat head strength, as Brian Sabian will refer to.
High and deep to left, and gone. So Goldschmidt gets the D-backs on the board. It's 1-0.
Swing so compact, he didn't really make an adjustment with 2 strikes because that's his swing. Whether it's 2-0, 0-2, it's the same swing. And it's got TNT in the barrelhead. And this is one down below where he just goes down and gets it. This is how he throws everything up until the payoff pitch. Catches a little bit too much strike zone middle in, and he left in a hurry.
Here's Lamb, who struck out, and Lamb takes high. And tight 2-0. Ain't gonna miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jake Lamb. Yosmani Tomas to follow. And a strike, 2-2. Check swing off of Buster Posey.
May have caught him right in the stomach below the chest protector on the left side. Watch how this caroms off the bat. I thought this may have hit Lamb's hand.
That hit the knob?
Hit the knob.
Buster right in the midsection.
The boiler. Although he doesn't really have a boiler.
He does not. 2-2 to Lamb. All back. Very close.
Just a wee bit outside. Cueto taking a long look into Tim Timmons, and he asked, is that outside or was it low? A little slider trying to go backdoor. Posey didn't move that glove a whole bunch.
So the walk.
Cueto upset. I think he's upset about the 2-2 pitch. And he thought he had the strikeout. Well, when you've got a 2-run lead and you don't want to walk and create opportunity, that's the pitch in question. In Cueto's mind, he thought he had him.
Here's Tomas, who bounced out to Crawford.
And he loves the first pitch.
And tight.
Buster Posey talking it over with Tim Timmons. Constant dialogue during the game between a catcher and a plate umpire.
Struck well. Hernandez back, and he's going to glide back and make the catch. Tomas is retired, and here's Drury.
Second baseman, Brandon Drury.
So whatever Timmons said to Buster Posey, it may be that's what he's going out there and telling Cueto.
Yeah, he's relaying a message. And it may be about the pitch in question. Maybe Timmons said he missed the pitch. It's not out of the question.
Drury with a swing and a miss. Drury singled in the second.
He did it an 0-2 count too. Now, I don't think this guy thinks 2-strike adjustment until he gets there. He thinks search and destroy. He's got good power.
But it comes back in tight.
Drury last year 16 home runs. I think he's got the ability to go 20 plus, especially in this environment.
I mean, I think if you swing hard and you got a little pop, you can do that in this park. And a base hit up the middle. And here's Owings. Righetti's going to come out and give Cueto a breather.
Well, and I think he senses a little frustration, and I think what Righetti's concerned about is coming out there and getting his concentration back onto the pitch he's about to throw. I mean, you've got to have one pitch amnesia. If you don't get a pitch, I mean, you can't dwell on it. You got to move on. And it would have been a pitcher's pitch. I mean, it wasn't an obvious right down the middle strike.
Now batting, shortstop, Chris Owings.
But with this inning starting to roll against Cueto, not a bad time for Righetti to get out there and just get a focus back to what the matter at hand is.
Joe Panik made a great diving play to take a hit away from Owings in the second. On the ground, foul.
Owings has good speed. Not an easy guy to double up.
And a base hit. Here comes Marrero. His throw will be cut off. It's 3-2. Mathis.
They set the target middle in. It catches a little bit too much of the plate. And Owings finds that hole on the left side. And with Marrero, who's got an average arm at best, just not much of a match with the speed of Jake Lamb.
Descalzo's on deck. Mathis struck out in the third. And here he looks at a strike. So the home run by Goldschmidt, then the walk to Lamb. Lamb ends up scoring on the base hit by Owings. And Mathis cues it foul. It's 0-2.
So Johnny Cueto pretty much staying off speed to Mathis. Cueto not liking the seams on that baseball. Give me another.
Oh, 2. And a teaser. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 2-2.
Another teaser, same location, down around the knees off the plate. Let that pitch start off in the outside corner. Let the movement fall away. Hope that he chases, and if he does make contact, if it's down, good chance he's going to get that ball on the ground. He might just get 2 outs with it.
Got him.
And in the hole at bat going soft or away, and a 2-2 count, he busts him right in with 2-seam movement. And Mathis, who's a pretty good fastball hitter, cannot get off a swing. Take a look at how he works him. Soft, soft, away, away, and then payoff pitch explodes him in with 92. Grab some pine meat.
Here's Daniel Descalzo. Down low. See what Descalzo did with the Rockies last year.
Smart hitter.
On the ground to Belt. And this will end the inning. So Cueto survives. Giants hang on. They still lead. It's 3-2. Night with the Warriors, presented by Pete's Coffee. Your special event ticket includes a game ticket to take on the Dodgers and then a co-branded Giants Warriors reversible beanie. Remember, you need that ticket to get the beanie. sfgiants.com/special events. It's a 3-2 lead for the Giants, and it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The pitcher now for the Diamondbacks will be the right-hander Randall Delgado. Take a look at what he did last year. 5-2 with a 4.40 ERA, 68 strikeouts and 75 innings pitched.
Here's Crawford. And Crawford takes a strike. He can be tough.
And if you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball with 2 types of movement. Good curveball, slider, changeup combination, and he'll throw all that stuff at you from a high 3/4 release. Well, the very colorful Arizona Diamondbacks uniform combination. They changed their uniforms last year.
Crawford, it's a high drive to right. Fair or foul? It is out of here. His first of the year, and it's 4-2.
Boy, stay hot, Mr. Crawford. Oh, man.
Delgado tried to get in there and do it.
Well, they like the target. I mean, that's right where he wanted to throw it. I think he wanted to be above the letters out over the plate. And just bent arm strength as he barrels it and pulls it down the line. Boy, he stayed flat the whole swing.
Here's Nunez, who takes high.
That was not a cheapie.
On the ground, up the middle. Owens is going to spin and throw. Throws offline, and beating it out is Nunez. That'll be a hit. Here's a news flash. Someone other than Bumgarner has hit a home run for the Giants.
Well, that's good. Bumgarner tied for the league's lead in home runs with 2. Representing the pitching core.
Left fielder Chris Morero.
Brandon Crawford making a statement for the regulars.
Here's Morero with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. And Nunez gets back. Nunez is going to go. I'm telling you right now.
Are you feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
He's going to have to earn it against Delgado. He's quick out of the stretch.
Oh, 1 to Chris Morero. Goes hard. You got to start it a little sooner. Gets back.
I think Torey Lovello, the skipper for the D-backs, has got the same instinct that you have on this, sensing that Nunez is going to try and steal.
Nope, just off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Very high, 2-1. Joe Panic to follow.
3 pitches, 3 fastballs, 3 fastballs away. Definitely the best pitch and location for a catcher to try and throw out a runner should Nunez decide to try and steal.
Two and two.
And that's one thing you don't want to really have as a catcher, is a reputation to when runners at first base and they're base stealers, that you want to throw nothing but fastballs that are good pitches to throw off of.
I don't know. I've seen catchers like that.
Well, those are statistics that they definitely take notice of and log.
Oh, foul past Phil Nevin.
Ooh, look out down there, ball
What
dude.
happened? Holding his glove. It's the only thing I can think of. Actually, his glove is bigger than half his body.
I think that's the problem. You got a 20-pound mitt and a 120-pound guy.
Tough to get it up in time.
Yeah, he was definitely looking changeup. Got a fastball.
Got him.
So the one time he goes to a breaking ball, he goes at a little 2-strike surprise. It's a perfect slider in the outside corner. And Marrero is sent packing for the second time.
Second baseman, Joe.
And both strikeouts have been called strike 3s. That's perfection right there, right on the outside corner.
Here's Joe Panic. He's walked and he's rolled out to second. Nunez still at first. We'll see his thoughts with 1 out. Outside, 1-0. The other thought too is, look, you got a left-handed hitter. Look, that gap between Goldschmidt and Drury. It may discourage managers from wanting to send that guy.
Yeah, especially with a pitcher on deck. Sit Nunez, they probably intentionally walk Panic, pitch to Cueto.
Up the middle and a base hit. And Nunez gets to third easily. Gives you an idea how offensive this ballpark is. In a lot of ballparks, that's a double play to end the inning.
Pitcher, Johnny
Here it
Cueto.
gets through.
Now, you always talk about the speed of the Arizona infields. It's just another thing that favors the hitter.
It's the first hit Panic has ever had against Delgado. He's now 1 for 8 lifetime.
Sets up a bunt situation for Cueto with 1 out. He's had good at bats tonight. He's got a base hit, then he hit his last at bat, hit a line drive to center field. Usually puts the ball in play if you let him swing.
And this one off the glove of Owens. The D-backs had a double play. And coming in to score is Nunez. Defense not at its best for Arizona tonight.
Boy, this is a killer. Second error tonight committed by the Diamondback infield. And this one had 2 bases or 2 outs written all over it. 2-hopper coming up right to the belt, and it just handcuffs Owens. He doesn't get the glove out in time.
And Cueto gets an RBI on this.
Cannot assume a double play. The runner at third base. And he'll take it. And not only that, the Giants have it set up now to go big.
Marquis Hernandez is 1 for 3. Line drive, base hit down the left field line. Cueto can run. Panic scores, and here comes Johnny Cueto. He's gonna score. plate.
I think he did.
Not quite sure. And Hernandez clears the bases.
I'm guaranteeing the clubhouse of the Diamondbacks are going to go back and replay that, see if he did touch home. If he touched it, it was right on the edge.
First baseman, Brandon
Third base side of the plate. But nevertheless, great at bat for Gorky Hernandez, jumping on the high mistake from Delgado. And watch Johnny Cueto. He sees that right in front of him. You get an idea of his athleticism right here. He could fly. So, looked like he touched it from that angle.
Now, look. D-backs may be doing Cueto a favor by going out to the mound. He is huffing and puffing, as you would expect.
Well, he gets third base, not a question there. It's just a matter of, did he get home plate? Phil Nevin waving him in.
Yep, tippy toes.
Yep, that'll do it.
Was that a shimmy coming around, or is that maybe just running out of gas? I
think leaking oil. One thing though, you don't worry about is him getting winded when it comes to running. He's in great shape. He runs more than anybody.
Mathis isn't sure, but they're going to check third, I think, to see. Yeah, I guess not. Lavello was pointing around like he wanted somebody to check third or home. And maybe they got word that probably watching our broadcast in their clubhouse, I would think.
Yeah, of course.
We'll turn Brenly off.
Bob Brenly, our old teammate next door to us, is the color analyst for the D-backs broadcast.
Belt drives one to left. Tomas back. He can't get it. That's up against the wall, and he knocks it down. And coming in to score is Hernandez. And like you said, the Giants go large here in the fifth.
And that was one of the keys in tonight's ball game. Add on, and they've had opportunity in every inning. They've had at least two base runners on in every inning. And it was an error by Chris Owings that really has led to this explosion. Nice opposite field at bat, stay down. Has launched it over the head of Tomas, who can't field to carry him off the wall. So an easy score for Hernandez.
Archie Bradley is getting loose. Man, wasn't that one of your keys?
Absolutely, and they've been able to do it.
Ooh, hot tonight. Here's Pence. Pence takes a strike. Five runs for the Giants here in the fifth. Remember, this inning should have been over with on the ball that Cueto hit to Owings.
This is how you take advantage of it. Of an error. How painful is that is for Owings to have this inning go large when he makes the error that could have ended it.
Pence out swinging.
Is that when you just want to hide as an infielder?
Yes.
Catcher, Buster Posey.
Yeah, plus you're trying to figure out how did it happen? How did I not catch that? Buster hit a rocket in the fourth inning with runners at second and third that was caught by Lamb. So here he is, hitless in 2 at bats. And he takes outside for a ball. 4 for 17 for Buster Posey against Randall Delgado with a home run. 5 walks, a strikeout, lifetime. Crawford, who opened up the inning with a home run, is on deck. Back. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Healthy swing there.
Padres still hanging in there against the Dodgers.
Yeah, they're leading 3-0 that game in the top of the 5th in Los Angeles.
You know, the league is going to be watching to see how the Dodgers do against lefties this year. They're facing a lefty tonight. Right there to Buster Posey, 1-2. Blocked by Mathis. Yeah, it's Clayton Richard that's starting tonight. He's allowed 4 hits in 4 innings, a walk and a strikeout. I'm probably looking at Cueto Richards on
Sunday.
Getaway. 2-2. Posey's got Belt in scoring position here in the 5th inning. 12 hits for the Giants. Fouled off that screen that was extended last year.
Greatest thing they ever did. I mean, for 2 reasons. 1, foul balls, and 2, bats that get winged up into the stands.
That's right. Three and 2.
A lot of pitches in the inning for Delgado. That's pitch number 28. That's a lot for a guy coming out of the pen.
And the walk, and Crawford's going to hit again, and maybe that's it for Delgado. Who knows?
Good at bat for Posey.
So Crawford's going to face someone else. Yeah, Buster earned that walk. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. Crawford coming up. It's 8-2 Giants. It's 8-2 with Archie Bradley, the new pitcher.
Last season, Archie Bradley 8-9 with a 5.02 ERA. Look at the strikeouts, though, 143 and 141 innings. He's got a good fastball. It'll be mid to high 90s with velocity with 2 types of movement. Curveball, slider, and changeup. More curveballs than sliders. He's got good stuff. He's had a hard time with lefties.
Yeah, Crawford led off the inning with a home run down the right field line.
He just jumped on a fastball from Delgado above the hands, middle end. And that's an impressive at bat. I mean, I'm just not remembering him do that often to that location.
Yeah, I mean, that's a ball hitters usually get a piece of and foul it straight back. Good pitch from Bradley at 96, and it's 0-1.
Bradley, a first-round pick by the Diamondbacks, 7th overall, out of Muskogee, Oklahoma.
And bang, 0-2. Outside. Nunez to follow in a long top of the 5th. Crawford hits it on the ground to Goldschmidt, and this will end the inning. So in this inning, the Giants score 5 times with 1 big fly. And that's Brandon Crawford's first home run of the year. And it's bye-bye, baby. Bottom of the 5th coming up. The 2 nights we're going to highlight: April 11th, UC Berkeley night, April 13th, Stanford night, and it's presented by AT&T. Check it out, sfgiants.com/special events. I'd like to see them have it on the same night. A little rivalry action.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's a good rivalry. One of the greatest.
Here's A.J. Pollock to lead things off. Should mention too that there are some standing room only tickets that are available for the home opener on Monday. So, want to go? Check it out at SFGiants.com. 1 ball and 1 strike. Those will go fast. One ball and 1 strike. Good pitch, 1 and 2.
Painting that outside corner with that slider. 2 strikes in this at bat have been the same pitch, same location. But again, I mean, Pollock is not an easy guy to put away. Good 2-strike approach, and he can run.
That's going to be foul on the left field line.
When A.J. Pollock went down last year, right at the start of the D-back season, you just had a feeling that it was going to be catastrophic, and it was. They never recovered. Coming in right at the end of spring training, slid headfirst into home and dislocated his elbow, and he was done.
Hunter Pence with room.
You have your leadoff hitter who's a potential all-star, which Pollock will be his whole career. He's that type of player. You lose him, that is a punch in the stomach.
And remember, they traded Inciarte, so they really lost 2
center fielders.
So now they had to scramble, and that's when Chris Owings, the infielder, said, "You know, I can play center," and he did. He did a good job. Peralta got hurt, so they were scrambling, and it showed in their record. 33 and 48 at home. And that's foul down the right field line.
Oh. Needs a bigger glove.
Certainly longer.
He's got it.
Looks like it's a pretty good glove.
Snow player. Looks like a catcher, though.
You know what, though? I agree with you. The double flaps just make it look like you can't play.
Yeah.
Like, well, we're going to put double flaps on this guy because he's going to hurt himself. Doesn't work.
No.
Got him.
Now, the ball babes, they can pull it off, but the dudes, no chance.
No, they don't.
You lose all coolness. Little reminder that the home of the authentic fan, CSN, well, it's now known as NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity. New name, new logo, new clothes for you and me. Woohoo!
Oh, there's going to be some really good dressed people at the ballpark wearing last year and the last 10 years logo.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to give away.
Oh, and 2 to Goldschmidt, who homered on a pitch down and in the 4th inning.
Yeah, and a 2-strike count. Goldschmidt, he will chase.
Close. 1 and 2.
Let's go hard stuff in.
2 and 2.
Shook off a curveball, slider, fastball away, and he wanted that fastball in. And he might go right back in there again. Posey wants to break a ball down.
Down the right field line. Foul.
Gives you an idea, though, how much plate coverage and how much power Goldschmidt has. Because that's the breaking ball down. I don't even think it was in the strike zone.
And who wouldn't want to hit here?
Well, this place is such a great place to hit because the ball carries well, but they also see it so well because of the backdrop. There's the pitch. I mean, that's right there below the knees, outside corner, and he almost flips it out the opposite way. There's the backdrop we're talking about, how good they see the ball.
is going to be a souvenir.
You talk to hitters around the National League, and they'll tell you one of the best ballparks to hit in because of how easy it is to see the ball because of the backdrop in center field is right here. Hitters love it here.
Two-two pitch. And it's high. $19,378. And Goldschmidt worked the walk. He earned that one.
Yeah, that's a great at bat. Last thing Cueto wants to do is walk anybody with a 6-run lead. So you can see not happy, having a word with himself. I don't think it's a casual talk either. I think he's barking at himself. These were the pitches. Away, up, away, in, down, up. And we moved it around, which is what you have to do against a great hitter. And that's an outstanding at bat from Goldschmidt.
Here's Lamb. High and deep to right. Gone. So it's now 8-4 after it looked like Cueto was going to have an easy 5th inning.
And it winds up being the Arizona version of the splash hit as it goes in the pool. Around here they call it the most famous pool in Arizona. Fastball right out over the plate at the belt, and you knew as soon as it left the bat it was just a matter of how far it was going to go. And watch the splash.
Here's Yosmani Tomas, 8-4. And a strike on the inside corner.
So a walk, a home run, and a little anger. But he goes quickly on top of Tomas. 0-2. Fastball in, slider away. Do not have to throw this guy a strike here.
And he got him, and that'll end the inning. So a couple of runs on the home run by Lamb through 5. 8-4 Giants.
you why? Well, the first pitcher in Major League history to hit 2 home runs on opening day. 4th San Francisco Giant to hit 2 home runs on opening day, joining Bonds, Matt Williams, and Willie Mays. So Giants record for most career home runs by a pitcher was 16. Well, there's more.
All right, I'm listening.
4th Giants pitcher all time to hit a home run on opening day. He had 11 strikeouts. That's a Giants record on opening day. And that's his 12th career game with 10 or more strikeouts and 0 walks.
So a quick 0-2 to Eduardo Nunez. Eduardo was going to check his swing, and on the appeal, I thought he went around. And wait a minute, he appealed, and the umpire said he didn't go around, and the home plate umpire said he did. So that's embarrassing.
Well, the Giants are giving Tim Timmons what for. A plate umpire doesn't have to ask for help from the first base umpire, but it is an embarrassing moment for the umpires. Now watch Timmons. There's the check swing.
He didn't go around.
He points right at Nunez, and he rings him up, which is his right to do.
In the meantime, Jim Wolf said he didn't go around.
It winds up being a rough AB.
1 ball and 1 strike to Marrero.
And the check swing.
He didn't go around.
Well, I think Jim Wolf agrees with you.
Pop-up foul and out of play.
Jim Wolf, the resident drill instructor in the National League umpiring corps.
Got him.
Second baseman.
2 outs. Here's Joe Panic. Corey Guerin in the bullpen.
And that may be it for Johnny Cueto.
Panic against Archie Bradley, 4 for 8. He's got a double and a home run. Two and 0. Garrett Parker's on deck. Foul out of play.
Archie Bradley's just reaching back and blowing.
Three and 2, not a panic. Giants with an 8-4 lead. Panic drives one to right. And this is over the head of Peralta. And Joe Panic has got a double. And that's going to allow Parker to hit.
D-backs have not been able to retire the Giants in a 1-2-3 fashion all night long. And with 2 outs, Joe Panic keeps that streak alive. 97 mile an hour fastball, just too much strike zone. Little toe tap, not much of a stride. And he rakes this thing over Delgado's head.
So Cueto's night is over as he goes 5 innings, and now Parker's got a chance to try to add to this 4-run lead. Balk. So Panic will go to third. Timmons busy tonight.
Well, 390 feet. So Mathis coming out here to try and calm Bradley down. Let's take a look. Was there a start stop?
Yeah, a little bit. I think somebody called it before Timmons did. At least I heard somebody.
That's kind of a ticky-tack block.
Listen.
It comes in, and there was a little hesitation, not quite a full stop.
Parker late. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he was up there looking for what he got.
Nothing in 2.
Right now, Archie Bradley's thinking he can just throw it right by Jarrett Parker. 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, and both times Parker late.
And that'll end the inning. Bradley strikes out the side. It remains 8-4 Giants.
All new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. By AAA. Get a free Giants welcome mat. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much you can save. Talk to an agent today. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants with an 8-4 lead. They have a new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
So Corey Guerin getting the ball now here as we go into the 6th inning. Last year in 56 games, 3-2 with a 4.28 ERA. 45 strikeouts and 48 in the third, which is really saying something about a guy that, you know, you look at his delivery, you think of him more as a ground ball guy.
And an Arizona base hit. And for Drury, his third.
And all 3 hits that Drury has had have gone right back up the middle.
Parker stays in the game. He's in left.
Guy that can get a ground ball and averages darn near a strikeout inning. That's a commodity.
Giants had an RBI single in the fourth. It's played by Buster Posey. 1 ball and no strikes. Off the end of the bat, foul. Owens 2 for 5 in his career against Guerin. Into center field, and making the running catch is Hernandez.
They always talk about the defensive abilities of Gorky Hernandez, and it really is the strength of his game. But the way that he comes in on the ball is as good as anybody in the National League West. I mean, he really is explosive in, and he's got great range. Watch his jump.
Here's Mathis. Mathis pops it up. And panic to put it away. And the hitter will be the pitcher, Bradley.
Pitcher, Archie Bradley.
I don't know if this is an unorthodox move or not, to be honest with you.
Well, he's a pretty good hitter.
You've got a healthy bullpen.
And they're coming off a day off, so it's not like they're overworked. But Bradley can swing a little bit.
Drury with his lead, 1-2. Off the end of the bat, fouls. We'll do it again. So Cueto goes 5. He strikes out 5. He walks 2, and unfortunately the 2 walks both scored.
It's a pretty good hack.
Yeah, it is. That's a good swing. I agree with you.
And that's a pretty good slider too. It's not like Corey Guerin's just laying little lollipop breaking balls over the middle of the plate because this guy's a pitcher. That pitch had snap, it had location. Archie Bradley was on it.
Outside, 2-2.
One thing you kind of count on, especially if you're pitching to a guy who's out of the bullpen like Bradley is, that he's not going to have a great definition of the strike zone. If there's something out of the way or down and below the zone, he's going to hack at it.
And that'll end the inning. But Bradley gave him a battle. Through 6 innings, 8-4 Giants. Hernandez and the top of the order coming up. And it's brought to you by, well, of course, your local Toyota dealer. 8-4 Giants. Cueto went 5, threw the ball pretty well. Patrick Corbin was all over the place. Really, the big play in this game was a double play ball that Chris Owings, the shortstop, didn't make. And the Giants went on to score 5 runs in that 5th inning. Lamb and Goldschmidt have homered. Crawford has hit a home run for the Giants. So here's Hernandez. Bob, our stats guy, really working hard. Check this out. I'll let you do it. That's great.
Okay, this is for Bob. Last year 4 RBIs, tonight 4 RBIs. Nice going, Bob.
For Hernandez.
For Gorkys Hernandez.
I knew there was a reason why he was around. Well, maybe 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, anytime you get 4 RBIs out of your leadoff hitter, you know it's going to be a good night for you offensively.
One was a bloop to knock in a pair. The other was a bullet down the left field line. Foul back, 2-2. So Bradley's got it going. You got to get it started a little early.
Oh, he's shoot fire rock right now, and he's throwing high 90s gas. And maybe, just maybe, it's the bullpen that'll be the new home for Archie Bradley.
What happened there?
Like maybe a changeup hit somebody on the toe.
Mathis had a hard time with that last pitch. 3-2. And the walk.
Pass it back.
Here's Belt.
First baseman.
Belt's got a couple of hits.
Belt.
Getting his batting average going tonight. The last one impressive because he took one off the wall in left field.
Belt's got his family here. He's got his wife Haley, his son Grayson. How do you think Grayson is? 1.5 years maybe?
Yeah, 18 months maybe, close to 2.
And he really is a spitting image of the old man. And he's got a baby giraffe, a stuffed animal that he carries around. His name is Jerry. So, hey, Grayson, can you let me hold Jerry? No. Jerry's a little beat up. Fan. obviously sent Belt. There was a time when Belt was getting a stuffed giraffe in the mail every day, and the Belts had Grayson. They had a room full of baby giraffes.
So he picked one up and named it Jerry, and that's been it. Does not leave home without it.
Oh my goodness.
This is Buddy. Jerry the giraffe.
I offered him everything to hold Jerry, and he wasn't buying it. 2-0 pitch to Belt. Belt, it's a high fly ball to right, but it looks like it's in the park to Peralta, and it is, and he makes the catch. Just got in on Belt just a little bit.
That's all it took.
And here's Hunter Pence.
Watch the elbows collapse. Just can't quite get the barrel head on it.
That's a good sign, though. I mean, there were times last year Belt was not catching up to that.
No.
I think he's got a pretty good swing going. If not, there's always Jerry that can help him out. Here's Pence. Pence with a base hit past Goldschmidt, and on the move is Hernandez. And Hernandez scoots to third.
Oh, he swung about well tonight. 3-hit night for Pence. And really using the right side of the field. Goldschmidt, just no time to get to his right.
Buster's got ownage on Bradley. 6 for 10.
He likes hard throwers.
Watched second base umpire DJ Rayburn. He's my new favorite umpire. See where he's positioning that?
Well, he's behind the second baseman and the shortstop.
And they're usually on the grass and the infield.
So you, an old second baseman, you appreciate that.
Clear vision now to everything
for the infielders.
And I think that's a perfect spot for them to be. Called strike. When I first got to the big leagues, that's where the umpires placed themselves in the spot, and then at some point they changed and forced those guys to go in front of the bag at second. That's perfect for them. Must have been an Eddie Montague suggestion. 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike to make it 1 and 2.
Eddie Montague, umpired over 30 years in the big leagues. Now a supervisor, lives in the Bay Area. We see just about every home game. Who's watching this game? So you just buttered Eddie up.
I'm a fan of Eddie. He knows it too. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got him.
Inside corner at 97. Posey thinking it was off the plate in. So they set the target in and watch the glove, not moving a whole bunch. And Tim Timmons says, yep, pretty good from here.
This is where catcher's at a bit of an disadvantage offensively, where he probably would like to maybe air out the umpire a little bit. And he's got to go out there and catch and help his pitcher. Here's Crawford. Crawford pops it up, so Bradley's going to get out of it. And it's going to be Owens who makes the catch. Giants strand a pair. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 8-4. Giants have an 8-4 lead, and Corey Guerin now will go at the top of the order. He had the bottom of the order in the 6th. And the top of the order means it's A.J. Pollock, who's 1 for 3. This pitch right down Broadway, no balls and 1 strike. Or if you're in the desert, it would either be right down Camelback, or what would the other one be?
Scottsdale Road.
Right down Scottsdale Road. The 0-1 pitch. Down low, and a swing and a foul right down Hayden.
You know, one of the characteristics of a good hitter is that he doesn't have one way you can pitch him. And you can say that about Pollock. I mean, you really have to move it around. You got to change speed. You have to change location. You have to change movements on him.
One and two.
It's not the type of hitter you can say he's got a weakness where you could get him a couple of times in an at bat. If you get him on a swing and miss, usually it's one pitch in the at bat.
Way outside, 2 and 2.
And I think that's a way to compliment a good hitter. So he doesn't have a 2-pitch hole, meaning you can't go after that weakness 2 pitches of the same kind. You have to move it around, change sight lines.
See what Guerin throws Pollock here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is your shot if you're Guerin.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a good pitch right there. That's a pitch that's been called a strike tonight. Take a look at where it registered in the box. Just a wee bit low. And have a good eye and lots of guts to take that pitch in a 2-strike count.
On a play, 3-2.
If you're Guerin, here's where you have to take advantage of the 4-run lead. Can't walk him. It's got a man making a play. It's an old player.
3-2 to A.J. Pollock.
And an easy take. Well, Giants fans, you can stream the Giants on the go. This season, you will be able to stream every NBC Bay Area sports the Giants broadcast on your desktop or your mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go. You can do it on the NBC Sports app.
George Contos coming in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. The Diamondbacks, 7 hits and 4 runs. George Cantos is the new pitcher. He replaces Corey Guerin. And we're seeing George Cantos for the first time this season. Had a good spring, and this was what he did last year. He had a good year last year.
Indeed he did. 3-2 with a 2.53 ERA. And for George Cantos, 31 years of age, 4 years at the big league level. You see a low 90s fastball. Good slider, his best specialty pitch. He's also got a curveball and a changeup. And with the fastball, he'll give you 2 different types of movement. Very compact, balanced delivery. He's a strike thrower.
Peralta's faced him twice lifetime, and he's 2 for 2. Panik and Crawford, a double play depth. Low, knocked down by Buster Posey. 1 ball and no strikes.
That's a fastball. And that had some late movement on it. It was right off the tip of the glove. Looks like it catches the top of the right foot of Posey. Don't see that very often on a fastball with Posey.
Two and 0.
First action of the 2017 season for George Cantos, so he's got to have some butterflies out there. Trying to find his rhythm and some calm right now. He needs to throw a strike here.
And the runner goes, and it's a strike, and the throw is going to be late. Pollock steals it easily.
I think that's pretty good instinct right there from Pollock's perspective, because all of a sudden 2-0 count. It's assumed that a pitcher is going to be a little more deliberate, not pay quite the attention to you. And he got himself a good jump.
There's no doubt George Cantos was concentrating more on throwing a strike than to keep Pollock close. This is hit out into center field. This may allow Pollock to tag. Hernandez is going to catch, but Pollock chooses to stay at second. 1 out.
Marcus Hernandez has a good arm. Down 4 runs. You have to be absolutely sure if you're going to try to take 90 feet. But one thing Marcus Hernandez is not really paying much attention to right here is the cutoff man. Kind of swinged it.
Yeah, hey. What's your time to do it? I mean, nobody can advance. Goldschmidt hit the ball hard, and Nunez made a nice play to throw him out. Then he homered in the 4th. He walked in the 5th. Back. This was the home run off of Cueto, and it was the first run for the D-backs.
Not a hanger either. I mean, it just was a little off-speed pitch. Had some two-seam movement coming in towards the knees, inside corner, and that was a 2-strike count. Tell you what, his swing is good right now. And we saw him in this spring, and even with the WBC, he was searching for his swing. He didn't really have it, but he's got it now.
Foul to make it 0-2. Yeah, it was Hosmer who got most, if not all, the at-bats for the United States.
Yeah, it was amazing to see the WBC finale in Los Angeles with the USA team going against Puerto Rico, and you look on the American bench, and they had Paul Goldschmidt and Daniel Murphy. They weren't playing.
And Buster
Posey was not playing. They rotated catchers. It was Jonathan Lucroy, who did a great job. But that's a lot of offense sitting on the bench cheering.
Low, 1-2.
Not that we are being critical of Jim Leland in any way, shape, or form. He got the job done, as did Team USA. Fastball 92. And really the only one he saw in the whole at bat. And he set the target away. It winds up being a pretty good mistake. It goes right above the hands. So Cantos gets the swing and miss strike 3. There's the target away. The whole at bat goes away, and this one goes right up and in above the hands. Winds up being a perfect pitch.
Lamb hit a 2-run home run in the 5th. It was his first hit of the year. Right into the pool. And he takes a ball. Lamb 0 for 5 against Cantos lifetime. Swing. You're going to miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's as good a slider as Cantos has right there. And with Cantos, we saw this ever since he came over to the Giants from the Yankees. Is that he could throw that slider anytime. 3-0 bases loaded, not a problem.
1-2.
Backs it up. Another good one. And there are guys like that that can have more control of the slider than they do the fastball. Cantos is one of them.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Cantos strikes out a pair as he replaces Guerin, and it'll be Nunez to lead things off.
of this 4-game set tomorrow at 6:30. Pregame live starts at 5:30 p.m. You'll see it at NBA Sports Bay Area Plus. You can log on to NBCSportsBayArea.com for channel locations in your area.
Nunez fouls it back.
And tomorrow night it's going to be Matt Moore making his first start of the year, taking on right-hander Tejan Walker.
A little oddity, the Giants and Warriors will be staying at the same hotel tonight.
And a reminder too that this season Giants games are available to stream live on NBC Sports app, which is very cool wherever you're at.
So maybe we'll grab a cup of coffee with Bob Fitzgerald and Jim Barnett tomorrow morning.
I hope so.
Although they'll get in to Phoenix quite late, but those guys are early risers.
Two of our favorites.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe we'll just wrestle Steve Kerr out of bed and order him a cup of coffee.
Or 2. Our treat.
Down low. That was the GM of the Phoenix Suns for a period of time. Very familiar with this area, having went to school at U of A. Swinging this with Tom Tolbert. How about that?
It's a good combination. Yeah, the 3-2 challenge fastball, and it wasn't like Nunez was looking for anything but the fastball. And when you can do that as a pitcher to a hitter, give him what he's looking for and throw it through him, he just made a good pitch. 3-2 challenge.
Pinch hitting.
Watch the head.
Contos, number 21,
Pull off just a
Connor
little
Gillespie.
bit, and it cost him an at-bat.
We might see Daniel Martinez from our PR department, who has been with the Warriors now for, I don't know, what, 6 years, 7 years? It's a good man, that Daniel Martinez. Here's Connor Gillespie. We're in the 8th inning. Gillespie is hitting for Contos.
There you see the shift. Now, it's Chris Owings, the shortstop, who's out in right field. Normally you see the second baseman is the guy that drops back into right field. Not so with Chris Owings taking that assignment. So a bit of a twist on the wishbone defense.
Strike. So I'm assuming what, Lamb is at short?
Yep. Yes, he is. Jake Lamb.
They have a bobblehead. I was noticing it the other day coming out this year with Jake Lamb petting a lamb.
Yeah. Well, a lot of fans bring lambs to the ballpark. That's kind of the signature of Jake Lamb, understandably.
Out of play, 3-2.
But they say the best part of the bobblehead, Jake Lamb is petting this lamb, and the lamb is furry on the bobblehead.
It's not just a bobblehead anymore.
No.
It's a bobble statement. 3-2 pitch. Out of play again.
Another predictable fastball coming in at 97. And a good fastball hitter, Connor Gillespie, just a little bit tardy. Old school.
Got him with a high fastball. So Bradley now with 6 strikeouts, and that'll bring up Joe Panic.
It just may be where Archie Bradley shines, is in the pen. They've been trying to start him ever since they signed him as a first-round pick. But tonight he has looked fantastic.
Panic rolls it foul. Eric Law getting loose. Panic with a couple of hits. There's a Joe Panic fan.
Lots of them here.
1-2. And for Panic, he strokes one into center field for his third hit. And Parker will hit.
3 hits, a walk, on base 4 times for Joe Panic. And every one of his hits in the series have been right on the sweet spot of that bat. And you can add this to the collection. Slight stride, maybe 3 inches max. Right back up the middle. 2-strike mode.
Parker struck out on numerous fastballs in the 6th inning against Bradley. And he did that after Panic had doubled. So he should have a pretty good idea what he's going to get.
At this point, if you're looking for anything but a fastball, you're wasting your time. Especially since the last time you saw him, he got 3 pitched with 3 fastballs.
And that pitch is high. So Bradley, who came out of the bullpen, has thrown 53 pitches.
Tom Wilhelmsen, the right-hander, getting heated up. I gotta believe this may be the last hitter for Archie Bradley, no matter what. Either ends the inning or he's coming out. So Jeff Mathis coming out there to say, hey, big fella, you're overthrowing it. Don't have to. You're throwing a magic pitch. It's the no-see-em fastball. They haven't done anything with it.
Well, if you're Parker, I'm sitting on one right here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to swing as hard as I can, and I'm going to start a little early. Foul.
Like that.
If Goldschmidt couldn't get it, then it's going to be foul.
All right, how foul was it? Yeah, about the length of a glove. Just close enough to tick you off if you're in the batter's box.
Two and one. Overshift is on for Parker.
Heads up. 4 pitches, 4 fastballs. And he was late on that one.
So it goes from 2-0 to 2-2. Got him. Another in the inning. Bradley strikes out the side. In relief, he struck out 7. 8-4 Giants.
Diamondbacks.com @bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long. With Game Day, live game video highlights, radio broadcast stats, news, and much, much more. Download MLB.com @bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. We watch it every day. We use it every day. 2 thumbs up on that app.
Derek Law is in to do the pitching. 8-4 Giants, 8th inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
See the year that Derek Law had last year. Fantastic season, 2.13 ERA. His whip, his walk and hits allowed per innings, just about 1 per 9 innings, which is fantastic.
And on the first pitch, he throws Tomas a breaking ball, and 1 pitch, 1 out.
1 per inning, rather, I beg your pardon. But this is kind of get back on the horse outing. Law is set to be the guy that pitches the 8th inning. He's going to set up Mark Melancon. Got some of the best stuff on this Giants bullpen. He's got a mid-90s fastball with a curveball, slider, and a changeup combination. Everything he has is a swing and miss strike type pitch.
Here's Drury, who's 3 for 3. Fouls it back. Fastball from Law. The Diamondbacks have 7 hits, and Drury has 3 of those 7.
Good aggressive attack with that challenge fastball on the first pitch.
Look out. Breaking ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Really wasn't thrown hard enough to be classified as a scud.
Scud consideration, though.
1 and 2.
Good breaking ball. The breaking stuff that Law has because of his high 3/4 release. I mean, he's almost over the top. Very similar arm slot to that of Tim Lincecum. And the break on that curveball, it's a straight downer.
2 and 2. Two pitch is low, 3 and 2. With a 4-run lead, Drury should get something to hit here.
Giants have adjusted their infield to Drury's night. They were playing him straight away early in the game. He's got 3 base hits up the middle. They've moved Panic to cover up that hole in the middle now.
And guess what? Panic to Belt. Nice play. Brandon Belt got him. Good call, partner.
Well, Ron Modus, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Well, I'm moving like second baseman. And they wind up taking a hit away from Drury. The point you make about Brandon Belt, that was the play.
Take a little heat off of Derek Law.
That's a good dig right here. That was not an easy play.
There's Chris Owings.
Let's watch Belt over at first base pull this thing out.
It's not your short hop. That had some distance between the glove and where it hopped to Brandon Belt. He's got good hands. There's a swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. One and 2 to Chris Owings, and he went around, and Law gets the strikeout. So nice outing for Derek Law. We'll go to the 9th. Top of the order coming up for the Giants. time for a change things speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. It's Tom Helmson, and he's the new pitcher for the D-backs.
Take a look at what he did last year with Texas and Seattle. Really kind of an off year for Wilhelmsen. He's got much better stuff than what those numbers would suggest.
Here's Gorkis Hernandez. He's had a nice night, and he rolls it foul. He's 4 RBIs in this game. Remember, Bernard Span did not get the start. He's banged up a little bit. Belt, Pence here in the 9th. Swing, you're gonna miss. 1 and 2.
Good curveball right there. And Wilhelmsen, he can give you mid-90 stuff with 4 different types of movement: curveball, slider, changeup. Former closer.
And he got him, and Gorkis Hernandez knew it. So 1 out. Here's Belt.
First baseman.
He's had a couple of hits tonight. The Padres are shutting out the Dodgers, and that game is now in the bottom of the 9th. One and 0 to Belt. Belt other way, foul. Belt doubled in a run in the 5th. It's the last run the Giants scored on that double. Hunter Pence to follow. Tight, 2 balls in a strike.
Belt very patient, not the type of hitter that really will help you out. Very selective. Il Ramirez on your left, Hunter Strickland on your right.
Belt out of play, 2 and 2. Just over 19,000 here tonight. A good sized crowd. Lots of Giants fans in attendance, as you would expect. It's 3 and 2 to Belt.
We say that a lot during the course of the year. 3-ball count. Some Giants fans.
And we also say there's a lot of Giants fans in attendance a lot. Belt swinging.
Good breaking ball, 3-2 count from Wilhelmsen.
Here's Pence.
Take a look at 3-2. Right dropping
Right fielder,
with a quick break. Elevate just a little bit because you have to get it in the strike zone, and he gets to swing through. See ya.
Hunter Pence has 3 hits tonight. Shoots this one up the middle, and on the backhand is Drury, and that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning. 8-4 Giants. Runs on 7 hits for the Diamondbacks. Giants have a new pitcher. It's Hunter Strickland.
Take a look at what Hunter Strickland did last year. 72 games, 3-3 with a 3.10 ERA, 57 strikeouts in 61 innings. Strickland, a hard thrower. We'll see mid to high 90s with velocity of the fastball with 2 types of movement, slider and a split. Just chewed on right-handers last year. They hit a .197 off him.
Mathis will not hit. It'll be Chris Herman, a pinch hitter.
Leading off for the Diamondbacks and pinch hitting for Jeff Mathis, number 10, Chris Herman.
Jeremy Hazelbaker is on deck. He would be hitting for Wilhelmsen. So Strickland trying to nail down the last 3 outs. And it's wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Big bouncer that Crawford's going to field on the other side of second.
So the pre-pitch defensive set pays off. Seen a lot of the D-backs go back up the middle tonight, and not just in 2 strikes. It's been pretty consistent with their approach at the plate.
You see Ron Waters. This is Hazelbaker. And a strike.
Hazelbaker, a tall hitter, he's 6'3".
Lanky. Swing. You're going to miss. Nothing in 2. That's kind of the off-speed pitch Bruce Bochy wants Strickland to use.
Well, it's the split, and it's a good one. But he really has to be encouraged to throw it. I mean, you get that pitch established in the mind of hitters, that's going to make that fastball look a lot better. I mean, as it is, it's a great fastball. It's mid to high 90s. We see him at times hit 100. But nobody goes up there thinking about a split when you're taking your at-bats against Strickland. He gets a true feel for that pitch where he can throw it on a 3-2 count. Well, then they have a guy who could be a closer.
Foul back.
All right, watch Buster Posey as something flies into his mask. Pooey!
He spit it back out.
What was that?
Call it a friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, really? I got your friend.
That thing had a dog tag on it.
Down low.
All right, one more time. Close up. Comes in. Pooey! Go away.
2-2. Foul.
Drinking too much pomegranate juice.
Pollock on deck. 1 out here in the 9th. Three and 2. A 4-run lead. It should be a hittable pitch.
Well, and he didn't want to get to a 3-2 pitch either. But I mean, that was the split on a 2-2 pitch.
Yeah. And the 1.
So Hazelbaker with a good at bat. Right now, Torrey Lovullo, I mean, he's looking for base runners. And here comes the top of the lineup, but very quickly, Mark Melanson starts heating it up.
Here's Pollock. Pollock is 1 for 3. At a strike. Peralta and then Goldschmidt. Belt over by the seats, and it'll be just out of play.
Yeah, about an arm's length away.
So it's 0-2.
Yep, pick out a Warrior fan. He's going to find the right guy for it. That's my dad.
Well, wait a minute. He's got a collection.
Yeah, well, he's a cute kid. Come on.
Oh, and 2 to Pollock. Pollock pops this one up the other way. And Nunez is going to run out of room. Pollock in a battle.
The guy got the ball. He almost caught it.
Got him.
Good hard slider and a great place for it. You're ahead to count 0-2. Explode that thing down below the zone. See if you can get him to chase. Pollock just cannot hold up. That is a good breaking ball. Perfect use of an 0-2 count.
Here's Peralta. Peralta's 0 for 4. And he's going to bounce this one to Belt, and it's foul. Peralta tonight is bounced out, flied out, struck out, and then flied out again. The last time off of Cantos. Fly ball to center field. The run is going to go, and the pitch is wide. Hazelbaker moves down to second. One ball and one strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. A fastball at 97, and it looked like it moved.
It was 2-seam movement.
It moved.
It's going to be using more of that pitch, especially the lefties this year, because it does have movement that goes away, and at that velocity, it's a whole different pitch.
And that's the ball game, and the Giants are in the win column. And tonight, behind Johnny Cueto and 15 hits, the Giants pick up a W.
Well, and you know the thing that we talked about it before the game, they set the table consistently throughout the game. They added on. They had approach the entire game. They had threat the entire game, and they bring home the bacon. It's a big win for this club. Get them going.
So Johnny Cueto gets the first win of the season for the Giants, and the bullpen does a very, very nice job, and the Giants win this one here at Chase Field on a Tuesday night by a final of 8-4. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's going to start right now.